Alright, so, this is a fanfiction idea that was actually voted upon over on my Patreon. And as you can see, yeah, we're going to be talking about a comic book adaptation of Year of the Villain. Now, for perspective, this absolutely nuked everything else in the poll on Patreon. Yeah, this one absolutely just dominated everything else. Like, for reference, there were 6 other ones. House of M, Final Night, Armageddon, 2001, and Devil's Reign and Shadowland. Year of the Villain won literally 10 votes. It right out the gate, like, it just dominated all the others. So I guess you guys really wanted to talk about, have me do an adaptation of Year of the Villain. But what is Year of the Villain, you might be asking, for those who don't know. So for those who are not in the full know, Year of the Villain was like a DC mini-event that was like the build-up to Dark Knight's Death Metal, where Lex Luthor shelled out all of his money to every villain in the DC universe to either get what they want or have a legit edge over their opponent. Like, this is how Victor Freeze got his wife to come out of her cryo sleep. Like, he cured her, but but it's always kind of left in the air if, like, if what he used corrupted her, or Nora Freeze was always that crazy. That's kind of the big question with this. So it was stuff like that. So yeah, you got. And if you would like to be part of the my Patreon, just hit the link below to my Patreon to get exclusive content over on that end. So, having said all that, let's get into this adaptation. Now, this story basically, begins with David Xanatos making an announcement that he has shelled out all of his money. He has given away all of his money, and they're like, well, to who? And Xanatos reveals every villain on the planet. I've given my money to my entire riches to every single villain on the planet. And he's like, I'm making an announcement right now. I am literally putting together my own Legion of Doom, and I am going to be giving all my money away to every villain out there and he literally tells the entire world, yeah, every villain is now going to be able to get what they finally want, and most of them want to kill some superheroes. So this is like, it's now crisis time, because now every villain has been given what they wanted. For Mojo gets a weapon. Like, he manages to synthesize. He gets from Xanatos a way to synthesize a chemical agent that will deteriorate Chemical X, and literally will leave the Powerpuff Girls like powerless. As for the Shredder, he is given a mutagen that's not like a retro mutagen. It's more like a mutagen accelerant, which he can use like Venom, like Bane's Venom, and kind of make himself like a new version of the Super Shredder. He's also capable in this new Super Shredder form to like absorb mutagen and like add it to his own strength. So he's kind of like a vampire Super Shredder. As for like others, Hawkmoth doesn't really get something in return for, like, he doesn't get like a way to, like, a machine to like capture the miraculous or whatever. No, what he gets is a cure for Emily's sickness and brings her back. He brings his wife Emily back, and she now has the Peacock Miraculous again. But the thing is like, she's now kind of like, her mind's altered, and she's just as evil as Gabriel is. And she's like, Gabriel's at first like, hey, now that I have my wife, I don't need to be Hawkmoth anymore. And Emily's like, no, we need to keep going. You know, we're meant to be gods. We're not you weren't meant to like just stop with me. You know, you and I were meant to be the new Adam and Eve of this world, and we'll do it too once we get the miraculous. And Gabriel's like, right on. As for others, the Lord Zed is given a he's actually like with the share that he got from Xanatos, he basically gets like a because Xanatos not only just gave away his riches, he gave away everything in his like all the magical items he's been hiding away in his vault, and among those, and among all of that, he actually was hiding a machine that converted mystical energy. And essentially, he gives that to Zed, and Zed is able to replicate the power coins. He's able to replicate the power coins and can actually make his own Dark Rangers, like in the Necessary Evil storyline in the Boom Studios comics. So, Finster, Rita, Babu and Squat, and Goldar all become the dark Zed's Dark Rangers. As for others, Megatron is given a Megatron is given he basically gets a new a new form. Like Xanatos gives him a new body to scan, so the new form he gets is a stealth bomber, kind of like what he got later on in the IDW comics before he became one of the Autobots. He gets this new stealth bomber form, and he actually like just trounces Optimus in a fight. He's now like faster. His body's now stronger. It's more heavily armored, and now he can just trounce opponent. He's now just trouncing Optimus in fights. For others, who else got who else did I give upgrades to? Oh, Kilgore got a new body. He gets a new updated, almost like an XJ body to combat Jenny. He's no longer the cute little robot. He's now got a whole weapon that can actually be on par with Jenny in a fight. There's also Zim gets he gets an alien weapon from Xanatos. Xanatos was hoarding an alien weapon, and it basically can distort gravity, and he uses that on Dib. What else was there? Trying to think of what else. Oh yeah, Cobra Cobra gets Cobra Commander gets financial backing, because what he's trying to do right now is put a new government regime in the Middle East, so they will sell all their oil directly to Cobra and not the other countries. And Cobra will resell that oil to other nations, but at triple the price. After he's basically doing the scalper route of I'm now got the finance. I'm going to have this guy win this election in the Middle East and gouge the rest of the world with prices, with oil prices, and in turn, I am going to make all that money. It's kind of it's a ploy, but it's almost like a very Cobra ploy, isn't it? It's such a Cobra ploy, right? Let's see. Xana is finally given access to the World Wide Web, and now he can actually because Xanatos just opens the door for him to enter. Because Xana could do that before, he could escape into the internet, but now it's a little different because Xana can now get into government data. He can now get into the world powers. He can get into their files. He can get into that and get to nuclear launch codes. What else was there? So now you may be thinking, who is really behind this? Because Xanatos cannot be, David Xanatos can't be all behind this, right? He's got, there's someone going to be pulling the strings, and that person is Dark Spectre. Yeah, so Dark Spectre, essentially like came to Xanatos and like told him this whole plan of, we are going to bring doom upon the universe. And in order to do that, we must sow chaos. So Xanatos did all this for the other villains so they could sow chaos and make people lose faith in superheroes and in turn choose doom. And that will invert the universe. So that's the whole, like, that was the whole plan for Dark Spectre, is that he wants the people of the universe to lose faith in their heroes. So that was the big plan. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That is pretty much Year of the Villain, a cartoon version of Year of the Villain. I want to thank everyone for sending me videos. Sending me votes for that Patreon request. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, it destroyed everything else. It literally wrecked house on the polls. But if you would like to be part of the poll of the what's the word if you want to be part of the community on Patreon, just hit the link below to my Patreon, become a patron there, and if you hit the 4th tier, you can send me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the multiverse.